So far I've mainly been talking about life and video games. A little bit of anime here and there, but not too much. One thing that I've rarely talked about, at least talked about in detail, was music. Now, me being me, I'm a very big music fan, not just from playing music, but from listening to a lot. And as you probably guessed by my shirt or the title of the episode, what I'm talking about today is a very, very phenomenal band back from my angsty teenage days called My Chemical Romance. Now, a year ago, there was an announcement on Twitter, and me being me, I got really excited because I thought, oh, they're getting back together, they're going to do one more tour, it's going to be awesome! Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. What it was, though, is that they were doing two things. One, re-releasing the Black Parade with a bunch of demo tracks from other songs. And two, there was a fan album released where a bunch of different bands did covers of the Black Parade album. All of it. And well, yes, I did end up buying the re-release of Black Parade with the demo track because I'm a fan. What can I say? I have been. I always will be. I started thinking to myself, which album is the best one? Which one is the one that is undeniably the top? And it was quite a debate I had with myself and many other of my friends who are avid fans as well. So the albums that I will be discussing are their two most popular. The one that really put them on the map, which was My Chemical Romance's 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, and the Black Parade. Now, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge is not their first album. It's actually their second, and not a lot of people really know about the first album. Being completely honest, it's nothing to write home about. There's like maybe 1 or 2 good songs, but it's nothing like phenomenal. I'm very picky with my albums. I can tell an album's a good album if I can listen from the first track all the way to the last track, all the way through with no breaks. There's very few albums I can do that with. Fall Out Boy's Folie à Deux, Gorillaz' Demon Days, and of course the aforementioned My Chemical Romance albums. 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge was really the one that made them become popular. It has a bunch of fantastic songs. We've got their opening track, Helena, the very angsty I'm Not Okay. We have, we got Ghost of You, Cemetery Drive, all these really, really edgy teenage angsty type of songs. Now, there's nothing wrong with teenage angst. Me personally, I've kind of grown out of it. But given how old I was at the time, yeah, I could definitely see why I like this album. It feels like an adrenaline rush from beginning to end, with a little bit of the break in between with Ghost of You, but even that one's a very powerful song. So of all the tracks on the album, I gotta say my favorite is most definitely I'm Not Okay. I mean, heck, for any angsty teenager from the 90s, what more could you possibly ask for? So where does this album stack up next to the Black Parade? Well, while 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge was certainly the album that made My Chemical Romance popular, Black Parade was really the one that made them galvanized. It was the one that was like, yo, those guys got it. And now the whole album by itself is phenomenal. This is the same. Again, I can go from top to bottom all the way through, no problem. But everybody who has ever listened to the radio or watched MTV or anything, when you hear that first chord, everyone stops and everybody sings along with Welcome to the Black Parade. Welcome to the Black Parade, just the song by itself, not even counting the rest, was such a gigantic hit. Everybody knew it. Even people that weren't into like this type of rock, this type of alternative, everyone knew it. Whether it be from word of mouth, whether it be from everyone playing it, whether it be to hearing it on the radio or watching the music video on MTV, everybody knew this song, and that is what made, and this is what makes My Chemical Romance so pertinent in so many people's mind. in my mind as well. Well, I can't really deny what 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge did. It was like the stepping stone into what they were going to be in the future. But I gotta say, given the shock that the Black Parade did, this one is the one that really made them, brought My Chemical Romance into the public eye and brought them the popularity that they enjoyed for a little bit of time. Now that being said, so I gotta say that Welcome to the Black Parade is, I think, the better of the two albums. Plus, it does have my favorite bonus track, Blood. Just saying, that one's pretty dope. But all the tracks are fantastic. So I've talked about these two, and I talked about the first album very briefly, but there's actually a final one, number 4. So the name of that album is Danger Days, The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys. And while I don't believe that this album is anywhere near as groundbreaking as The Black Parade, or even as 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, the one thing that Danger Days has over the other two is that it's just fun. And that sounds really strange coming from a hard, edgy, alternative rock group. But the fact that Danger Days is just so ridiculously fun just makes it different, but in a good way. It does have the My Chemical Romance edge and a little bit of that angst, but to me, just looking at the album, it shows a little bit of maturity in a way. But that being said, it's still a fantastic album and you're gonna have a good time listening to it. So any of the 3 albums that I've talked about would still be very good to listen to today. Like I said, the first album they did, I could live without it. But these 3 here, man, no alternative fan could live without. So this has been another episode of Kirk Talk. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my discussion about My Chemical Romance. I've been a big fan for as long as I can remember. It's just a video that I wanted to do because I'm such a big fan. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.